I'm not gonna go any further than that.
Okay.
Wasn't gonna make Larry run it up.
Are they on now?
Unless I have to leave the green, I'm gonna have to take over.
It's a beautiful time of year to take a drive to Metamora. It is gorgeous.
It's a hell of a place to be from.
That's right. That's what I'm told.
Yeah, I went, just like you, kindergarten on up, not too far up the road from here.
Exactly. Marci and I live in the houses we grew up in, so we didn't make it far.
Right next door.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, a few of them around here got pretty deep.
We're entrenched, that's right.
We know pretty much every inch of that railroad bed, even like the track where we were kids. Used to go.
I remember
Some of the
those
PA,
grass
we
fires
could go play
too.
like track.
Don't see what?
Every able body.
And
Pardon me?
remember those grass fires?
Oh, yeah.
I remember those
Oh, yeah.
grass fires.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I remember.
Who can forget them, really?
All right.
We remember them too, we'd get out of school. Right, that's it nowadays, up with the law.
Yeah. My dad talked about taking a shotgun on the bus with him when he went to school, putting it in the principal's office, like go visit them.
Yeah, that's not that.
Yeah, I mean, that was 60s, you know, just can't do that type of stuff.
That's what we call the good old days. I'm not too patient, really.
Remember some camera? Yeah. So, yeah, let's go to the hotel. The one I'm working on, Grand Lake, is a flip house. The first thing they always say up is about the upstairs bathrooms can be looking kicks my ass every time.
You ever suggest they use fortification people there with just a hole in the ground and just help it?
Yeah, it's in the backyard now.
Yeah, right. A big blue box.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Plans of it. Yeah.
it's crazy.
I like the feel of it. Yeah. Most people here.
It is crazy. I got a guy driving I work for that he moves mobile homes. The one I've got to work on now has got a basement.
No, that's why I took.
So I got a rough in the bathroom and a laundry and kitchen.
People breathe.
So when they dug it out. That's interesting.
Well, he bought it in North Branch.
Just like Kobe.
Now it's in
Outdoor meeting.
Fairbanks old property.
Oh.
Those are fun.
Make sure to replace the sign in.
Not too interested in digging much anymore, but he sent me a helper. It's all work his guts out.
Did your kids out there?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Oh, me? Do I have a note? No, he'll send one for me.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yesterday, at 6 o'clock, we left the house and went to Harrison to fix a leak in a shower. We were back home by noon. And we made a couple different stops. He said, I couldn't get it to do it. I says, well, you didn't do it right, that's why. So he was out picking stuff up in the yard. I carried my stuff back outside with the truck. He says, what's up? He says, what do you mean? 10 minutes. I said,
That's one with in there that's one thing about.
Where's Harrison's?
that way from Claire. Across town. 10 starts at Bay City and goes west.
It's not.
What do you call it? Probably 45 miles past Midland.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, 2 hours to get there.
Can you turn it into a Mexican movie?
Yeah.
Did you set the breakfast there?
No, we stopped and paid the carpenter that was working on the house.
Okay.
And stopped at another place where he bought a mobile home up there, because he got an extra lot up there.
Mine says 7 o'clock right now. There. All right, maybe we all meet in order. He's all right. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we approve the agenda, we need to amend it, because we need to add the Metamora Days fireworks, funding, and the permission to use the sewer lagoon. So, if somebody would make a motion to approve the agenda with that.
I'll approve the agenda with, or make a motion to approve the agenda with the additions of
Metamora Days fireworks. And
Metamora Days fireworks and.
Thank you.
I meant to bring it up last meeting, but I wasn't here, so.
Yeah.
Should've. Okay. Was there a second
Yes,
there?
sure. Yes, I can.
And moved and seconded, then all approved, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. News report.
It's in your packets, and Chief Davis is not here tonight, so.
Okay. Fire report.
So, we had a total of 31 runs for last month, 9 fires. 5 of them, I can't really remember, they must have anything too big. I think they're mostly false alarms when we got there, nothing really going on. 3 fire alarms that were just false alarms. And we had 1 assisted PD, they needed some air packs. We had 15 medicals, 1 of those was in the village, 27. And we had 7 PIs.
Sure. Commissioner, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President, council members. Just first thing to say, sorry I missed last month's meeting. Tonight I had my choice between coming here to my constituents in the Village of Metamora or going to the Lapeer City Commission hearing and spending five hours.
Welcome.
That was an easy decision.
Scratching your head.
Okay. At our last full board meeting, which was on May 28th, we appointed Jackie Bennett as the Chief Financial Officer, the county effective June 1st. She'd been the interim Chief Financial Officer since November of 2024. We adopted a resolution to fund the Disaster Contingency Fund of $100,000. That's the fund that's used if we had a tornado, flooding, hazmat problem. We authorized the Administrator Sam Sauve to negotiate potential arrangements with 3 local companies for county-wide recycling. We're working on a recycling agreement with Sandlac, Huron, and Tuscola, because the state law will give us some money if we're working with other counties. That's where we're going, and we're talking about having 3 private places around the county where you can do recycling. We agreed to hold the July 9th Committee of the Whole meeting in the historic courthouse. Help celebrate America 250. We are going to rededicate the historic courthouse to the people of the county of Lapeer. The board in 1976 of the bicentennial did likewise. We also, the full board, set the annual Truth and Taxation public hearing for July 11th meeting. So that brings me to the Committee of the Whole board meeting on July 11th. We set the general county tax rate at 3.4871 mils rather than 3.5486 mils. So that was a 0.0615 mils reduction. It's the first time the board has not done the maximum in 25 years. We approved the purchase of a fire suppression monitoring system for the CMH West building, not to exceed $1,634.98. And we approved the resolution to submit the fiscal year 27 Community Corrections Annual Grant. If any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Council have any questions for him?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Plan Commission have anything going on?
No, we canceled the meeting.
Okay. DDA.
DDA, we approved for Chief Davis to purchase 10 new barricades. For the car show, we had a couple classic cars that had gotten hit because we had the old barricades. So these are actually
Outdated.
Yeah. So these are actually, they were just like ones that were like this. This is actually real barricades. We needed them for Metamora Days as well for some stuff. So just bringing it up to par with everything. You know, they're orange and white.
Davis brought it up and the
See,
DDA approved it.
Yeah.
Purchase town for it, so for these type of events, make it a little safer, you know.
There's a lot of times for the car show, people don't even look. You know, those yellow ones, they just go to turn and it's like, so these you're gonna see.
Back in the day, I remember our DPW made them out of 2x6s and 2x4s, so they're way outdated. So it was a really good thing to do.
So other than that, the park, they got the driveway in. That's pretty much it.
Driveway looks great. Just walked it through and my dogs.
Can I mention something?
Sure.
No, I just want to say regarding the barricades as well, and John and Jen, the chief brought those up because the township can use them as well for other functions. So not just, it's more of a community-based thing, I believe. I think which we all agree on. So, then the only other thing is the park. The excavator, he did roll out seed and did everything. I think above and beyond. He's doing a good job, and it'll probably be the next DDA meeting. He's getting close to put parking curbs in as well. So.
There's grass coming up in that already.
understand. That's it.
Okay. Attorney report must be everything probably down below anyway, right?
It is.
Okay. Any other council communications to go on?
The Cars and Coffee was approved for 6/13, and that's actually been rescheduled to 7/11. So that's
So it's not 6:13.
no, it's gonna be on July 11th. That's the only day.
Need a motion now, if there's no other communications, to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve that channel.
I'll second.
I'm moving seconded to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Time to start this public time. Start first. 3 minutes.
I'll go first. Karen Pacheco, I live here in the village. So, Mr. Wise, I gotta say, you can still make it to the city meeting for second public time. That's where I'm headed after this, because it will still be going until like midnight. I have no doubt. I'm gonna start where I'm gonna start always until that park sign gets fixed. That park, Metamora Community Park, was not established in 2025. That is a lie on the sign. And I call it a lie because I brought this up a whole bunch of times before. That park was established in name and by resolution in 2016. It was purchased in 2013. So putting 2025 on that sign is a lie, and I think that's wrong to do to the people here. So I didn't have to, I just plumb ran out of time to do an ORV complaint and golf cart stuff, but I have that stuff, it'll just be on the next one. But I did want to, what I spent a whole bunch of time on today, making sure I got all the details right, as I told you last month that you were given false information about Harmer Park. Because Tina told you in the meeting last month that in the old part of Harmer Park, parking was not forbidden there. Well, it actually is. And I recorded the meeting where the lawyers actually went over Mr. Denny went over the deed and explained that. So I went through in detail here. Both deeds forbid parking for commercial purposes. And when folks are not in the park using the park, it's probably the parking is for commercial purposes. And so on Mother's Day, when there were 10 cars and Tina said they weren't all the way in the park, first of all, they were in the park. They were significantly in the park. When I drive by on Oak Street, I can see how far into the park they are. And they're usually right up to that tree, which, gosh, is in the park. So, you know, last year I counted up 170 times when I drove, 170 vehicles I saw parked inside that park, and you have a duty to keep the vehicles out. And again, you could put up barricades that are beautiful. You can put up landscaping barricades, but you need to start keeping vehicles out of this park that's gone on for far, far too long. I gave you each a copy of the deed to the old section in there. I wasn't going to make a copy of the new part because that one's 6 pages long and I was out of paper and ink. But both of them say that. And again, I transcribed the part where the lawyers went through why you can't do parking in Harmer Park. So Tina gave you false information. She's done that on a number of occasions. Take everything she says and go research it yourself, because I don't think she has a good understanding, and you know I'd say that if she was sitting here. The other complaint is I finally wrote up what I saw last year at Metamora Country Days. I have been talking to you guys about this for years, and again, for anybody who doesn't know, I did events professionally for 10 years. I know what a safe event looks like. I know what it looks like to work with a fire marshal and have things set up properly. And that event is putting people who live here in danger and visitors in danger. It is very subpar. That's why I gave you details in there. So when that application comes in, I expect you to hold them to account. There should be no steel rods and rebar out there. That's ridiculous. There should be no more blocked fire hydrants. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more public time?
Yes.
Okay, you got 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm Bill Lytle. I'm the president of the HOA for Fox Hollow Condo Association, right down the line. And just wanted to make a kind of an opening thought request. We don't exactly know how to pursue this, but we are in need of township help or village help with regard to having some benefits from our taxes in Fox Hollow. We specifically would request that we begin to move toward making
private road in Fox Hollow, public and serviced and maintained by the village. The only village benefits that we now reap are the common ones, police, fire, etc. We're over 20 years old. We're very small, so resources are very difficult for only having 12 units in there. Those roads have been pretty heavily used by construction traffic in other developments. And so our request would be to get some instruction from you folks on how to proceed in making a formal request that you consider that private road village public property, for, at least for maintenance. That's all really I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other public time? Okay, Matt will go to unfinished business, I guess, first. Water main extension.
Not really a whole lot of, not much has happened with that this month. Obviously, we're still, the village's primary focus has been on getting our own well in order before we move forward in any serious fashion with the water line extension. So I know there's been a little bit of back and forth between the engineers on some details, and they've gone back and forth on some things. But for obvious reasons, the village needs to get its own house in order and have its well in good working condition. The new well in before we spend serious time working on finalizing that.
Has there been any more updates on the test well and stuff like that?
Well, that's under well number.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well. And yes, there has. We'll get that in a minute.
Thank you.
So that's pretty much in the water extension right now.
Yes.
The new well, number one. Go ahead.
Okay, so the so the communication, the last communication we received was from Dan Whalen about a week ago. So he said the week previous, so 10 days to 2 weeks ago, they drilled the formation sample boring, which is what they need to do in order to be able to design the test screen on that. So the expectation is on that once they get the screen ordered, that's about a 3 to 4 week turnaround time on that. Once they get the screen ordered, there's also some field work of some testing that needs to be done, along with some time to receive those samples and get the lab report back on those samples. So that is progressing. They are moving forward with that, but again, there's some of this is just things where they have turnaround time, but the process is moving forward, which is a lot better than where we were at the beginning of the year when the state was dragging its heels on.
Okay.
The type of screen that they need for that well, and because of the type of material, they don't have them made up and laying on the shelf.
Right.
They make them to order, so it's all got to be fabricated and set up to what they request and what they expect.
Well, what size are we putting in? 8 inch?
So we got our pump back from yours.
Yeah, we did get our pump back.
It's actually here,
Okay.
so we got it back.
Supposed to be the 12.
Yes. Yep.
Put in, so.
Let's put a 12 in?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So. But that is moving,
Okay. Good.
I've seen them poke down 2 different holes, testing and stuff up there, 2 different areas, so I did talk to them a little bit, so they're working at it, finally.
Yeah.
John, while we're talking about water, have we been doing any recent maintenance on the lines or anything? The reason I ask is some of our taxpayers on the west side of Oak Street have last week sent me some video footage or just still shots of water coming out of active pumps. The one photo I got looked like it was a glass of Guinness beer. The other one was video washing machine with like muddy looking water in it.
I don't know if they've been doing any kind of different flushing up there or what with the.
I saw something on Facebook today. Tina said sometime in the next couple of weeks, they're going to be hydrant flushing.
Yeah, he hasn't done hydrant.
They haven't been doing it because they didn't want to rile things up more. Maybe that was an issue. We should have been doing it because of the settlements that have risen up again.
The next 2 weeks they're working on that though.
So, and I'm still looking into getting that old water tank out of there, big huge thing, it's not in use, not even hooked up, but it's just in there, getting that out and putting the cement floor in that other addition so we can be ready to put in a filtration system if we have to.
Yep.
And it'll make the state a lot happier with it, if we're all ready for that, so.
Okay.
It's kinda in the works, but the more trying to push and get the well done first. Get that issue out of the way. So, kinda where we've been at with that.
But no, they haven't done it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else about the well water? New business, and I don't know if we wanna add in the fireworks and, approval to use the lagoons right there. New business.
Yeah, we will. There is an application, for Excel. They do it every year in September. They do a bike race. It's for juvenile diabetes. They start at the park and the White Horse, and then they wind up back at the White Horse. It's in your packets.
They go all out through the back road area.
Yeah, there's actually a map here. She included the map
I've
here.
seen all the maps and stuff for markers out there before back road, so.
Do we know how many people we're expecting?
It varies. Usually they have about 100. I know last year, I am the one that actually works it. Last year they didn't have as many, but they've had 150, anywhere from like 150 to 75 to 150.
And where are these people gonna park?
So a lot of them ride together. So a lot of them ride, they have like special trailers that they bring their bikes in and they ride together because they ride in groups. So, and they actually park in the White Horse parking, most of them do. Otherwise they park over here. So.
Are they riding their bikes down the streets?
So they, if you look on here, there's a 20 mile and there's a 40. Yes. So there's a 5 mile loop, there's a 20, or there's a 40. So, and they can do a 40. They can usually do a 40, believe it or not, in about 2.5 hours. So these aren't people that are like.
They do it
Yeah,
weekly.
they're like.
They do it weekly, but they practice weekly.
Some of these guys ride up that morning from Farmington, do their 40 and ride back. So, I mean, this is pretty much professional riders.
So is there any traffic control or anything, or they just ride on the side of the road?
No, they actually, they have people that actually, got like guides. So there's a guy that rides ahead, and there's a guy at the end. So.
In motor vehicles.
No, just on bikes. So, but we just needed the, it's just the approval to allow them to use the park. We can't control the roads in the county and the township and stuff like that. It's just the approval for the park, so.
Okay. So they start in the park and end in the park, is it?
Yep.
Okay. But they don't park in the park?
No.
They might park the bike until the bike's in the park, I don't know.
Yes, they do park the bikes in there.
I believe the last year, they were, that back spot here in the White Horse parking lot where a lot of them were at, because a lot of them were hanging out by the vehicles afterwards, or, getting ready or prepping for the race, or when they were done,
I've never noticed any real bad congestion.
Well, because they start.
They seem to be.
They're usually
They've got a
gone
good
by
routine,
1:30.
yeah.
By 1:30, they're like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
I've actually been running, back roads, actually just out running, and they pass me, they'll, seem like they pretty much abide by the traffic laws and kind of hang to the side. And
They'll tell you left. They say left, right.
What's the date for it?
It's September.
Is that a weekend then?
Yes, it's always on a Sunday.
What's it Sunday?
So I just needed a motion to approve that.
Make a motion, we approve the,
If I could just interject one thing, I do know, so the village typically requires that the applicant have a certificate of insurance naming the village as an additional named insured. They're not, their insurance carrier does not allow them to have that this far out in advance because it is an October date.
Okay.
So if the council is inclined to approve this, my recommendation would be to approve it contingent upon providing the certificate of insurance.
Yes.
30 days before the meeting. I believe the letter said that they expected to have that somewhere,
Within
45
days, 45 to 60 days out from the event. So if the council just says, look, have your proof of insurance into the village at least 30 days in front of the event, that would be my recommendation. If that is contingent on that.
Thank you.
Don't expect them to have any problems with it, but.
Well, then, I'd like to see that too, submitted to the board once they get it sent up here, just so that we know what did happen and just not falling through loopholes.
Yeah, could be, no, should be.
Okay. Yeah. I'll make that motion. Contingent of the proof of insurance.
I'll second that contingent on the proof of insurance.
Okay, been moved and seconded to approve it, contingent to providing the proper insurance in time. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Next is the fireworks for Metamora Day. And I did put in a special request to the DDA and the Lions Hall, being that I'm not asking the council for any more, but I asked them to put in a little extra money because it is the 250th celebration this year. So we're gonna end up with a little over $5,000 more between the DDA and the Lions. So it's gonna be quite a bit bigger show.
Good show. Yeah.
Same
So-
company?
Pardon?
Same company that did it last year?
Yeah. This will be, I think, their third or fourth year.
Yeah.
And they purchased everything through Wolverine, which I was always affiliated with, so I
They do a good job.
keep touch with them, and they're fairly local, they're right out of Leonard, so. And they were happy to hear that we were gonna do a bigger celebration, but we just need permission to let them use the access, same thing. They'll have all the proper federal permits and stuff all in the office in time, the insurance. But I do need approval too that the village is gonna fund the same amount as what they did last year. I forget the exact,
I thought you were gonna ask for more.
no,
'Cause it's the
no, it's all between the DDA and Lions
Okay,
right now.
okay.
It's sealed with that. That way they got the order in right now so that they can get it filled in time. Because everybody's 4th of July show is bigger. They wanted to make sure they have the product availability, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why we kinda locked it in at that.
Okay.
So instead of $11,600 show, it's gonna be a 16 something. I forget the exact figures. So I'm still stuck in the middle of it, even though I'm not up lighting it and having the fun.
My dogs have been thrown off to medicate them.
But I do need a, motion to approve the use of the sewer lagoon property. But like I said, they have all the ATF permits and everything's right to us in time and insurance. And to approve the funding that we, same amount that we did.
So can we do that all in one, or do we need two separate motions for the money and permission?
I think you can do that together.
Okay.
If you want, have they already filed the insurance and everything with the village?
Did they get you the one copy yet?
You would have to ask me that.
That's right, I don't think they actually.
If they have, you can just
Yeah,
make it contingent on
yeah.
them providing that information before the event. That's not a problem.
We don't even cut them a check until we see that.
That's
So
awesome. That's awesome.
they won't get no money until we get the proper paperwork, so.
Yeah, I think that can be rolled together into one motion. It's not a bad idea to do a roll call vote on it, because the funding involved.
I'll make the motion.
Now, second.
We'll do a roll call.
Give me 1 second, sorry, we'll split this. Morris,
Yay.
Lloyd,
Yay.
Griswold,
Michelle, or yes.
Suzy, yes,
Well, you wanna go light them, well, you wanna go light them too.
Marci,
It's not reminding my person.
Okay. No other new business or nothing, so I guess we can entertain one more motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moving second to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Alright. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight.
so who made the motion?
Huh?
Who made the motion to adjourn?
So,
Thank you.
Well, I do remember your first name, Michelle, that's impressive.
What good, Carter?